This is the Recycling, Scrap Metal, Commodities, and Economic Report, May 20th, 2024. U.S. weekly raw steel production was steady at 1.71 million tons, down 2.2% from last year and down 2.8% year-to-date on slow U.S. manufacturing. WTI crude oil price rose to $80 a barrel on the good U.S. economy and lower U.S. oil reserves. U.S. weekly crude oil production was steady at 13.1 million barrels per day, remaining just off the all-time record high, ahead of Saudi Arabia's 9.0 million barrels per day. That means the U.S. produces 46% more crude than the Saudis. The U.S. remains the #1 global oil producer, and the U.S. is the #2 crude oil exporter in the world. The U.S. weekly oil rig count rose to 497 on great productivity per well. Scrap steel #1 HMS price fell to about $303 a gross ton on slowing U.S. and global manufacturing. Hot rolled coil steel price also fell to $37.50 a hundredweight, which is $7.50 a ton, on slowing U.S. manufacturing. Copper price rose to $5.08 a pound, hitting a record $5.13 a pound during the week. Copper is known as Dr. Metal, or the metal with a PhD, and in the price, it means that it knows the health of the economy, which is pretty good. Chinese stimulus, global moves to electrification, and supply concerns all also affect prices. Aluminum price rose to $1.19 a pound, which is $26.27 a metric ton, a 2-year high. This was on Chinese stimulus, continued aluminum Russian sanctions, and lower Chinese aluminum production. U.S. April housing starts rose 5.7% versus March to 1.36 million. Single-family homes fell 0.4%, while multifamily surged 31.4%. U.S. April manufacturing production fell 0.5% versus last year. Slowing is good news for keeping inflation down. U.S. April annual inflation fell to 3.4% as food rose 2.2% and shelter rose 5.5%. New vehicles fell 0.4% and used vehicles fell 6.9%. Core inflation, which excludes food and energy, fell to 3.6%, the lowest in 3 years. U.S. April retail sales increased 3% versus last year and unchanged versus March. This shows slowing, especially since adjusted for the 3.4% inflation, sales are actually down. Online sales were down as gasoline stations and clothing were up. U.S. April NFIB Small Business Optimism Index rose to 89.7, up from March's 12-year low. Inflation remains the top concern, but people are optimistic in businesses about hiring. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 491 points to 40,004, a new all-time record close. This was on good continued economic growth with great profits, and people have record 401ks. Also, salary increases now remain faster than inflation, helping people continue their spending. Roll-off trailers, 2-container, double-box roll-off trailers. These are great for long hauls, as this is the best 2-container roll-off trailer in the market. It's light but heavy duty with the highest uptime you can get. Call us at Bentley for a quote at 734-722-8100. This report by Greg Brown is brought to you by Bentley roll-off trailers, gondola trailers, crush car trailers, lugger trucks, roll-off trailer parts, and of course, roll-off truck parts for Galbraith, American, and more. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.